What time did you wake up today?
3 o'clock.
2:45.
4:30.
4. Quarter of 4.
4 a.m. every day.
Every day. For how long have you been doing this?
About 2 years now.
I wake up at 3 a.m. every day because it is silent. 0 distractions, which is honestly what a lot of you guys need. You complain that you don't have time and you complain that you are too spread thin, but it's because you're waking up when everybody else is. So as soon as you open your eyes, everybody's in your phone or in your face. Wake up earlier so you can focus on you before you gotta focus on the world.
Some of the most high-performing, successful people in the world wake up at the exact same time, 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning happens to be the magic hour for successful people to wake up. Why? Because most of the world does not wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
One of my boys wakes up every single day at 5 a.m. I've known him for 4 years, and I don't think he's missed a day. And last night we were talking, and I was like, Joe, what's the secret sauce? Like, how do you never miss a day? He goes, when I wake up at 5 a.m. and I don't feel like getting out of bed, I think about my 11 a.m. self. And it hit me. Every single time we make decisions, we're not just making decisions for how we feel right now. We're making decisions for how we're going to feel in 3 hours. We're making decisions for how we're going to feel tomorrow. When we stop having the mindset that the little things don't matter, that our decisions don't matter, I think we'll be so much better at making decisions.
There is a reason many of the great women and men of the world, the great history makers, the great poets, the great philosophers, the great movement makers rose before the sun. There is a magic in the air at 5 a.m. And that's why the 5 a.m. Club is so transformational, because it's the time of greatest quietude. And I believe tranquility is the new luxury on our planet. It is a time of intimate creativity because you've just been rested. Your brain is fresh. There's very recent cutting edge science coming out now. When you sleep, your brain actually has a mechanism to wash itself.
It's hard to wake up before the sun rises. So why do people do it? If you're getting up at 5 a.m., you best believe you're doing something productive. Because if you're not, then why be awake? You may as well just go back to sleep. However, if it's late at night, you can easily just put a movie on or scroll through TikTok because it doesn't take up any energy that you've already exerted throughout the day. The difficulty of waking up early forces you to be productive for the first 2 hours of the day. Trust me, you're going to be way more productive from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. than you would be from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. But then you have people say, I'm a night owl, not a morning person. All this is saying is you're being lazy. How do you define being a night owl? Have you tried the alternative? Have you tried getting up early for 1 month and seen the results? Don't use terms like this as an excuse. Just start waking up earlier.
You get up at 5 a.m., or I should say when you get up at 5 a.m., and you practice the victory hour concept, so you have 60 minutes for yourself. This is a period where you can renew. It's a period only for you. It's a period where you can honor yourself. And I truly believe that the gateway into self-love is self-care. And I'm going to repeat that again because it's so fundamentally important. The gateway into self-love, where you love yourself and you have faith in your dreams and you honor yourself and you respect yourself. Self-love is so important. But the gateway into self-love is self-care. The more you learn to take care of yourself and do good things for yourself and nurture yourself, such as getting up at 5 a.m. and giving yourself a period to feed your mind, feed your body, feed your spirit, feed your emotions. That's how you promote self-love.
There's no such thing as a loser who wakes up at 5 a.m. and works out. It is so hard to do, and if you are losing in life and you're not happy with where you are, get up early and work out.
Dude, I hate when you say that. I get out of bed at 7 or 8, but I'll be doing stuff until 1 a.m. Whenever you see that, I feel so guilty.
I'm not saying it on the other end that you can't win. I'm saying if you're not happy with your position in life, one of the biggest reasons is that you need to change your self-identity. You need to start identifying as a winner. Exactly what Nick said. Like, you need to create evidence that proves to yourself that you're a winner. And waking up early and working out is the easiest way to do that.
When you wake up in the morning, your willpower is strongest. When you wake up in the morning, you've got a full well of mental focus. And we know that focus in our world is even more valuable than intelligence. And I could go on the benefits. I mean, you get up at 5 a.m., you've got the world to yourself. There's no crowds. You can think, you can plan, you can care for yourself in a world where so many people are so depleted.
And if you want to be a man, this is what you do. If you want to stay a boy, go and do what your other friends do. But men say, you know what? No, I'm actually not going to go hook up with a bunch of girls. I'm going to save myself for marriage. Actually, I'm not going to go do that. But if you want to go be a boy, go do that. It takes no skill and no talent and no self-restraint whatsoever just to follow your flesh. An animal can do that. A dog can do that. Do you know what mature people do? Mature people say no to what feels good and they pursue what is good.
Before the sun rises is the time of least distraction. Before the sun rises, where you can build intimacy and fluency with what you want to stand for in your day. Before the sun rises, the luxury and tranquility of the early morning hours, you can do that deep inner work that will allow you to go out in the world and play at your best. So what the 20-20-20 formula is simply this. There's 3 pockets. The first pocket is move, 5 to 5:20. And you get into the sweaty exercise because, like I mentioned, it releases neurotransmitters, it reduces the cortisol, increases your metabolic rate, which gives you more energy. So now, and serotonin as well, which gives you joy.
If you want to wake up early in the morning, go to bed earlier. Now, the first night, you're going to have a hard time. What you do is the next morning, you wake up early anyways. That first night, you only got 5 hours worth of sleep, and now you're tired throughout the day. Good. Because then when you get to bed that night, you will turn off that computer, and you'll be able to go to bed earlier like you wanted to. So you have to start the cycle of waking up early by waking up early. You can't start the cycle by going to sleep early.
If you wake up and every day you obsess over something and you live and breathe it, and that's what you think about, that's what you do, that's what you study on and off, that's what you stay up every night grinding, and no one else even gives a flying about it, it's like, you just feel like a weirdo.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed?
So that's when you move from motivation to driven to obsessed. And I want people to realize once you get to this portion over here, the driven obsessed part, you're unstoppable.
Winning is for the obsessed. You must be obsessed if you want to win. You must be obsessed with the goal, the journey, the outcome, the experience, the rejections, the resilience, the grit. And throughout that journey, as you hit these micro wins, celebrate them and then lock back in.
How can people become a morning person? 3 days of pain, the rest is easy. So it takes about 3 days to shift the biological mechanisms to make you a morning person. Sunlight, exercise, caffeine and eating, and social interactions bring your circadian clock into alignment with all of those Zeitgebers. When I said it takes 3 days, if tomorrow you want to start beginning the process of becoming an early riser, you'd set your alarm for 5 a.m. No matter what time you went to sleep the night before, you're going to get up and you're going to do the 4 things that I described. Maybe leave out food if you don't want to eat. Maybe leave out caffeine if you want to delay by 90 minutes. It's going to hurt. And then by the early afternoon, you'll be dragging a bit. And you just have to be careful to not overindulge in caffeine, which will then cause you to fall asleep later. Then you want to go to sleep at your now naturally slightly earlier sleep time. The next day, you'll notice it'll be a little bit easier to do the morning routine I just described. And by the 3rd day, you ought to be waking up with or before the alarm by a few minutes or moments.
That hour, that productivity hour that you get between 5 and 6 when other people start waking up is the most productive, crucial time of the day for me. Why? Because I get to focus on me. 5 o'clock in the morning. Ask any successful person that you know that doesn't have a job or work at night. Ask them what time they wake up. Chances are they're going to say somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30 in the morning. 5 o'clock happens to be one of the most successful hours of my day, and the people that I surround myself with tend to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
And so the 5 a.m. club really is a game changer. And then it's not just get up at 5 a.m. and, scratch your stomach or stare up at the ceiling.
Or look at your phone.
Or look at, especially not. I believe you can play with your phone or change the world. You don't get to do both.
Yeah.
And so the 5 a.m. club method is based on the 20-20-20 formula. I'm happy to get into it, but that is
tell us what it is.
That's the revolutionizer. And it started from my experience with working with many billionaires. I've coached many of the most successful financiers and titans of industry for over 2 decades. And one of the things I would run them through is the way you begin your day sets up the way you live your day. And so the 20-20-20 formula that the book is based upon is pretty simple. I go into great detail in the book, but essentially it's from 5 to 5:20. The first pocket is move. And I'm a fanatic about neuroscience, and Why do you get up and move? Because you're going to release serotonin, which is going to make you feel better. You're going to release dopamine, which is the pleasure and inspirational neurotransmitter. You're going to release norepinephrine, which will boost your focus. You'll promote neurogenesis. Marie, you can actually grow new brain cells.
Oh,
You're
hell
going to
yeah,
increase your metabolic rate. So the way you feel when you first wake up is not the way you're going to feel at 5:20. Second pocket of the 20-20-20 formula, 20 minutes from 5:20 to 5:40, that's on reflection.